check. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I believe all of you are doing great, having a good time, my dear NEET aspirants. Welcome, 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 welcome. Am I perfectly audible and visible, guys? Am I perfectly audible? Okay, that's great. That's great. I would want you guys to focus exactly over here, my dear NEET aspirants. Listen to me very carefully. So you have started your journey for NEET 2027, my dear NEET aspirants. Okay. And when it comes to the NEET 2027, you might have recently seen the level of the paper which we got in NEET 2026, or we say 2025. The level of was very good. So my dear NEET aspirants, before starting the session, let me just tell you, when it comes to cracking the NEET 2027, because you have already decided now we are supposed to take the drop. Now you have taken the drop. So boys and girls, you have got one complete year. You have got one complete year. Okay, approximately I would say 1 year. Sir, is it possible for me to crack this NEET examination in 1 year? Is it possible? I can give you the guarantee, my dear NEET aspirants, if you stick to the routine, okay, if you stay consistent, for sure you are going to land into the medical college, and 1 year is more than sufficient, I'm telling you. I've seen students who have cracked the NEET in 6 months, 7 months, 5 months. Why cannot you make this in 1 year? But for this, my dear NEET aspirants, listen to me very carefully. You have to give equal priority to all the 3 subjects: physics, chemistry, and biology. And every single time, physics becomes the game changer. Every single time. Even in NEET 2025, even in NEET 2026, physics is a subject where examiner can mess with you. And if you are good at biology, if you are good at chemistry, so my dear NEET aspirants, without physics, your selection is impossible. Let me tell you that frankly. Because you must have a good score in physics too, then only you can land into the medical college. This point number 1. Now the point is, sir, how can we make this physics very strong? Guys, till now, we were expecting that when it comes to the subject physics, directly the question will come, formula-based question. We'll put up the formula and we'll find the answer of that question, but no. From now onwards, my dear NEET aspirants, you must have a deep conceptual understanding. Deep conceptual understanding. Okay? And I would say extreme problem solving skills. Problem solving skills. Now, if a student is expecting that, he'll do the self-study. Okay? If a student is thinking that he is going to do the self-study, and on the basis of that, he is going to make the conceptual understanding very deep, he is basically going to, I would say, become a problem killer, I would say. No, that is very, I would say that is impossible almost. Very rare chances are there. My dear NEET aspirants, when it comes to the NEET 2027, for the subject physics, these 2 points are very important. You have to understand the concept in a proper manner, in a detailed manner. And then, whatever the problem types you have on that particular concept, you are supposed to solve all the problem categories. Even, I would say, up to JEE mains. up to J mains. Not all the questions of J mains, but the selected problem of J mains. But the selected problems of J mains. This is what you are supposed to do in this particular case. Because we have seen in NEET 2026, directly questions came from the, I would say, J mains. Okay? J mains papers. So, my dear NEET aspirants, these are the two things we are supposed to basically do. And this is going to give you the perfect score. I would say 180 out of 180. If not 180, but 170 is guaranteed, my dear NEET aspirants. Okay. So, my job in this particular batch will be, first will be understanding the concept in detail. Then we will see all the categories of problems which are based on that particular concept. Then you guys have to basically do the practice from your end. And practice, when it comes to, you guys are supposed to do first is the questions that I'm going to show you in the class. Second, the previous year questions of J mains as well as NEET. Okay, this is mandatory. And then you have, I would say, the modules or the question banks, whatever you have. This is what you guys are supposed to do. Sir, is this sufficient? I would say this is more than sufficient. So if you are getting Unacademy's module is more than sufficient, my dear NEET aspirants, for your preparation. So first is the questions that I show in the class. Second is PYQs. And third, I would say modules. Okay, module, which module? Unacademy's module. Sir, is this more than sufficient? Yes. In this Unacademy module, you have exercise 1, level 1. You have exercise 2, level 2. You have exercise 3, level 3. The one who basically completes exercise 1, exercise 2, exercise 3, I am giving you the guarantee. Leave NEET aside. You are going to crack, I would say, J mains when it comes to the physics subject. If I talk about the Unacademy's module, exercise 1, exercise 2, exercise 3. Okay. 3 things I am supposed to tell. I'm telling you to guys follow. First is the questions that I'm going to show you in the class. In those, previous year questions will be included. My own questions will be included. Second, previous year questions. PYQs will be basically in the module itself also. And third is more specifically, more importantly, that is modules, my dear NEET aspirants. So in modules, you have exercise 1, exercise 2, and exercise 3. If you focus on these 3 categories, you are going to smash the J mains paper. That is my guarantee, my dear NEET aspirants. For sure. For sure. Okay. Now, boys and girls, this is going to be the plan that we are supposed to follow in the upcoming time. And one more important thing. Make sure everybody of you take the self-notes. Self-notes. Self-made notes in the class itself. While I'm teaching, because I'm not going to leave any of the topics out there. I'm not going to leave any of the, I would say, question patterns out there. So make sure you take the notes of every single thing. And once we get done with the chapter, try to make the short notes, means in like 4 to 5 pages. The entire chapter must fit in 4 to 5 pages. You guys are supposed to do it from your own. Sir, can I follow the friends, I would say, self-notes? No. Can I follow the teacher's self-notes? No, you are supposed to make on your own in the class itself. Because this is going to help you to do the revision at the end moment in just 5 minutes in a chapter. Okay. This is what you guys are supposed to do, my dear NEET aspirants. Okay. And now the question, sir, how many questions we are supposed to solve in physics in every single chapter? In the class itself, I'll be showing you 200 to 250 questions. 200 to 250 questions in the class itself in a chapter, or even more than 250. You keep it 300 questions. And then apart from that, if you follow Unacademy module, along with the PYQs, that will be also of, I would say, 200 questions. So 3 plus 2 is 500 questions is more than sufficient. More than sufficient, my dear NEET aspirants. I'm telling you that. See, there are a lot of books in the market out there, but stick to one book, stick to one teacher. This is my suggestion to you. If I'm telling you stick to an academy's module, that is far better, much better. Because see, or any coaching module, because coaching modules are designed based on the recent, I would say, NEET pattern, based on the recent J mains pattern. Teachers have designed it accordingly. What kind of paper they can ask in the upcoming time? What are the questions they have been asked in previously? Accordingly, they have made these modules. That's why I prefer module instead of the different. There are a lot of other books. All the books are good. But coaching modules are basically exam oriented. That is what is important. It is purely exam oriented. Okay. This is what you guys are supposed to follow in the upcoming time, my dear NEET aspirants. So boys and girls, we have the first session. We'll be starting from the basic maths itself, from the scratch. Okay. And sir, will you teach like derivations also like class 11, class 12? No, I will be to the point every single time. If I say sometimes you have to remember this, you are supposed to remember this. Okay. So I know the level of content that I'm supposed to provide to you, that I'm going to give you, that is for sure, my dear NEET aspirants. Let's dive into the session. The first topic, I am starting with the trigonometry, by the way. Okay. Everything I am going to teach you over here, everything from the scratch till the advanced level, from the scratch till the advanced level. My dear NEET aspirants, when it comes to trigonometry, the first topic that we are supposed to understand over here is, listen carefully, boys and girls. That is the first topic that I'm supposed to understand over here is, I would say, in trigonometry, what you guys are supposed to understand, please listen to this very carefully. So boys and girls, the very first thing that I'm starting with is angle. I'll be showing you every single thing, graphs, trigonometric ratios, okay? Every damn thing. So the first thing that I'm starting with is the angle, my dear NEET aspirants, okay? Is the angle. Now, what is angle? We define angle in two ways. First, we'll define angle in case of a circle. Okay. In case of a circle, how do we define angle, my dear NEET aspirants? I'll just write over here. In case of a circle. In case of a circle. Boys and girls, listen to me very carefully. Let's suppose you are standing at point A. Let's suppose you are standing at point A. This is point A. And from this point, and this is radius R. From this point A to point B, you are moving, let's suppose something like this. You have moved from point A to point B. Yes. You have covered some distance also, sir. This much is the distance. Now, if there is a person which is staying at the center, so with respect to this person, you have also cut some angle. You have also covered some angle, this much, this much, this much. So with respect to this person who is sitting at the center, you are moving angularly also. You have covered this much angle. Okay. So I can say on moving from A to B, the particle has moved an angle of theta. So I can say on moving from A to B, particle has moved an angle theta. On moving from A to B, particle has moved how much angle? I would say angle theta in this particular case. Particle has covered some distance also. Particle has covered some angular distance also. Now, if somebody says, sir, what is the formula of this angle? How do we find this angle? This is what we call as arc. This is what we call as arc. This one. Guys, do smash the like button because liking the session is mandatory. This is what we call as arc. How much arc it has covered. So we say this angle is basically arc upon radius. Arc upon radius. This angle is what? Arc upon radius. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, this angle we represent over here, theta, is equal to arc. Arc means this distance it has covered. Let's suppose it is S and radius over here is R. So this will be the formula of angle in this particular case, arc upon radius. Even you can say it like this also, S is equal to R theta also. S is equal to R theta also. Okay? Yes. How many of you understood the angle till over here? Please tell me in the chats, every video of you. Is this clear? Is this clear? Yes, that's great. That's great. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, listen to me very carefully. Listen to me very carefully. I want you to understand this very, very, very carefully. Now comes the concept of solid angle. First, let me make you understand the solid angle concept. Let's understand solid angle. Solid angle. Okay. My dear NEET aspirants, please understand this very carefully. Let's suppose you are taking a circle over here. So, you are moving from this point A to this point B. You are covering some arc. When you take this arc, my dear NEET aspirants, in this particular case, when you cover this arc, means you have cut the angle with respect to the center. With respect to the center, you have covered an angle theta. This is the normal angle. This is the normal angle. But my dear NEET aspirants, listen to me very carefully. Let's suppose you are taking a sphere. It's not a circle now, it is a sphere. And in this sphere, my dear NEET aspirants, I want you to understand one thing. I want you to understand one thing. That is, in the sphere, I want you to understand one thing. I want you to understand one thing. That is, let's suppose if you cut an angle in 3D, like a cone-shaped angle, cone, array, that birthday cone or that ice cream cone. So that ice cream cone is also creating some angle over here. This angle is what we call solid angle or 3D angle. See, angle between the two lines, that is called normal angle. But when it comes to that angle over here, this is what we call the solid angle. This is what we call, this is the symbol of solid angle. This is the solid angle. Sir, when you take an arc, in that particular case, we say angle we consider as angle, normal angle. But when you take a cone-shaped structure over here, so this is area over here, when you take area, so this area is going to create the solid angle at the center. Solid angle is basically 3D angle, like this, like this. This is the solid angle. This is the solid angle in 3D. And this is the 2D angle. You can understand it like that. So, my dear NEET aspirants, if I go on to the definition, please look at this very carefully. If I go on to the definition, the angle subtended by an area, the angle subtended by an area at a point is called solid angle. The angle subtended or the angle created by this area at a point is called solid angle, And the angle subtended by an arc at a point is called normal angle, my dear NEET aspirants, like I told you here. Like I told you here, in this case, angle created by this arc at this point, this is called the normal angle. Angle created by this area at this is what we call the solid angle or 3D angle. So 3D angle means you can find 3D angle in the ice cream cone. Guys, please tell me in the chats, is this clear? Please tell me in the chats, is this clear? Please tell me in the chats, is this clear? Everybody out there, you got the difference between 3D angle and normal angle. And when we say, sir, how do we find this? We write it like this. This solid angle is equal to, I would say, area upon distance square. Distance square. Like, in the normal angle, you were finding that normal angle arc upon radius. In this case, it is area upon distance. Area upon distance. Distance is basically, if you are creating the solid angle at this point, then you are supposed to take this distance. So it depends how much is this distance. In this case, this distance is radius. So we say, here solid angle created is this small solid angle. So I can say this small solid angle, I can write over here. What is the area that I'm supposed to take? That is dA. And from here to here, this is radius r. So this is going to be r square. dA divided by r square in this particular case. I believe this is clear. I believe this is clear. Now, if I say, sir, in case of the whole sphere, how much is going to be the solid angle? Like, please listen to this very carefully. Let's suppose this is a circle. This is a circle. If I say between A point and B point, normal angle is theta. If I say in the entire circle, how much is the angle? You can say 360 degrees. Everybody knows this. In the entire circle, it is 360. Similarly, boys and girls, if I say in this particular case, you are supposed to find the solid angle for the entire sphere. See guys, you can write over here for the entire sphere. So we can say this small solid angle is equal to small area divided by, I would say, r square. Now to find this for the total sphere, for the entire sphere, how much solid angle is subtended by the entire sphere at the center? You can say, sir, integrate this, because with the help of integration, you are supposed to find the total. I'll be teaching you the integration separately, but right now to find the total angle, we do the integration. So this is integration of, I would say, dA divided by, I can say, r square. So this is going to give you the total solid angle is equal to integration of dA. Guys, when you are taking a small area over here, that is a dA. If you do the integration, meaning of integration is you are adding all these small areas of the sphere. When you put the integration sign, what is the meaning of this integration sign? You are adding all the areas of the sphere, all the small areas of the sphere, and or when you add all the small areas of the sphere, it will give you the total area of the sphere, that is 4 pi r square. The total area of the sphere is 4 pi r square. So this is going to be 4 pi r square divided by, I can say, r square. Now in this case, I can say r square and r square will be cancelled. So this total solid angle for the entire sphere is basically 4 pi. Please tell me in the chats if this is clear. I need the signal in the chats if this is clear. Everybody. Is this clear, boys and girls? Tell me quickly in the chats. Is this clear? Is this clear? Is this clear? I need the signal from every single student. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. That's great. Now take a look. If I say for half the circle, for half the sphere, for a hemispherical bowl, okay, okay, okay. For half the sphere, how can you say, sir, solid angle is going to be 4 pi is for the entire sphere, for half the circle, 4 pi divided by 2. So this is going to be, that is 2 pi. This is going to be the value of solid angle for half the sphere. Okay. So I hope this is clear. So we studied angle, we studied solid angle, 3D angle. Now we are going to understand the angle. We say in case of a triangle, in case of a triangle. My dear NEET aspirants, listen to me very carefully. Let's understand angle, normal angle, in case of a triangle. I'll just write over here, in case of a triangle. My dear NEET aspirants, in case of a triangle, if we define this angle over here, listen to me very carefully. I am taking a triangle over here. This is a right angle triangle. This, if let's suppose I'm saying this angle over here is theta. This is the angle that is theta over here. This will be base. This will be perpendicular. This will be hypotenuse. In case of a right angle triangle, sir, if you consider this as theta angle, then this will be considered as base. So it depends which angle you are supposed to take, which angle you are taking. Accordingly, you have to basically consider base, perpendicular, and hypotenuse. If you are considering this as angle, then this would be considered as base, this would be considered as perpendicular, this would be considered as hypotenuse. Absolutely. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, what I want you to understand over here is, we define angle over here as sine of theta. In case of a circle, I have already told you, but here we define it like this. If you take a right angle triangle, you consider this as angle theta. You say sine theta is equal to perpendicular upon hypotenuse. This perpendicular upon hypotenuse. This is also to define the angle with the help of the trigonometric ratios. We define angle with the help of the trigonometric ratios also. Then you say, what is the value of cos theta? Cos theta is base upon hypotenuse. Then we say tan theta. Tan theta is perpendicular upon base. Tan theta is perpendicular upon base. This is also the way to define the angle in case of a triangle. I believe this is crystal and clear to each and every single student. I believe this is crystal and clear to each and every single student. Okay? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, guys, let's talk about the unit of angle. Let's talk about the unit of angle. Okay? So we say the unit of angle is basically, first one, it is radians. And we also say unit of angle is degrees. I'll be explaining both. We say radians and we say degrees. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, listen carefully. Listen carefully. Let's suppose these are two lines. These are two lines. Parallel lines. Usually we say, sir, angle between the two is 0 degrees. When the two lines are parallel to each other, we say angle between the two is 0 degrees. Now, this is one line. This is another line. So angle between the two is, I would say, pi by 2. Pi by 2 means how much? That is 90 degrees. Okay, this is 90 degrees. As of now, you just remember 90 degrees. Wait, I'll explain. Like. This, my dear NEET aspirant, this line and this line, angle between the two is less than 90 degrees. This is what we call acute angle. Less than 90 degrees. So that's how we measure angle in radians. Okay, angle in degrees. Like angle between this line and this line, this is 180 degrees. Okay, 180 degrees. Now, important in this particular case is conversion of degrees to radians. Conversion of degrees to radians. Listen to me very carefully. I'll be showing you the short trick. How can you convert from degrees to radians? Tell me one thing. In this particular case, sir, you said angle between this line and this line is 180 degrees. Or you can also say pi radians. In radians, we say pi radians. So I can say, sir, 180 degree is equal to pi radians. This thing you guys are supposed to remember. Okay? Okay? Now, my dear NEET aspirants, if I say, what is the value of 1 degree in this particular case? Value of 1 degree is going to be pi divided by 180 radians. Simply take this 180 over here, pi by 180 radians. This is what you guys are supposed to remember. Keep this thing in your box. That's it. That's it. Now come to this one. This is 30 degrees. Can I write this 30 degrees as, 30 into 1 degree? 30 into 1 degree? Absolutely, sir. 30 into 1 degree is 30 degree. So this will be 30 into 1 degree. Instead of 1 degree, can I write pi by 180 radians? Yes. So put pi divided by 180 radians. Directly, my dear NEET aspirants, you will get the answer. Now tell me, what can you do? Sir, 0 and 0 will be cancelled. 3 ones are, 3 6s are 18. So this is going to be pi divided by 6 radians. Oh. Pi divided by 6 radians. Let's talk about 60. So can I write this 60 degree as 60 into 1 degree? Yes. So you can say this is going to be 60 into, what is the value of 1 degree? It is going to be pi divided by 180 radians. Now tell me, my dear NEET aspirants, what can you cancel? 0 and 0. 6 ones are 6, 3s are 18. So this is going to be pi divided by 3 radians. Let's come on to this one, boys and girls. 90 degrees. So can I write this 90 degree is 90 into 1 degree? So you can say this will be 90 into, what is the value of 1 degree? It is going to be, that is pi divided by 180 radians. Pi divided by 180 radians. Now guys, you can cancel it over here. 0 and 0 will be cancelled. 9 ones are 9, 2s are 18. So this is going to be pi divided by 2 radians. Then if we talk about 150 degrees, 150 degrees you can say that is 150 into 1 degree. Into 1 degree. So you can say in this particular case 150 into 1 degree. What is the value of 1 degree, my dear NEET aspirants? That is pi divided by 180. Pi divided by 180 radians. Now tell me what I can do. What can I do? So 0 and 0 will be cancelled. 3 5s are 15. 3 6s are 18. So this is going to be 5 pi divided by 6 radians. Guys, please tell me in the chats if this is crystal and clear to each and every single student. If this is crystal and clear to each and every single student. Everybody, quick. Tell me in the chats if this is crystal and clear to each and every single student. Is it clear? That's great. That's great. That's great. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, let's move on to the conversion of radians to degrees. Let's move on to the conversion of radians to degrees. Now, boys and girls, here you are supposed to remember one thing. What is that? Pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. Pi radians is equal to how many degrees? 180 degrees. 1 radian will be equals to 180 by pi. 1 radian will be equals to 180 divided by pi. Now, boys and girls, this is what you guys are supposed to remember. Pi radian is equal to 180 degrees. 1 radian will be 180 divided by pi. Yes. Now, come on to these questions. Come on to these questions. First, sir, pi by 2 radians. Can I write it like this? Pi by 2 radians. What is the value of radian? 1 radian. 180 by pi. Instead of this 1 radian or radian, it will be 180 divided by pi. Oh. Now, pi and pi will be cancelled. 2 ones are, 2 nines are 18, 2 zeros are. So, answer is, I would say 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Now, pi by 4 radians. So, can I write it like this? This would be pi divided by 4. What is the value of 1 radian? 1 radian is 180 by pi. So, in this case, we'll be putting over here 180 divided by pi. Okay. So, this is going to be pi and pi will cancel. 4 ones are 4, 4s are 16. So, this will come over here. That is 2, 4 5s are 20. So, this will come out to be 45 degrees. Oh. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, pi by 3 radians. How can I write pi by 3 radians? So, pi divided by 3. What is the value of 1 radian? Sir, that is going to be 180 by pi. 180 divided by pi radians. So, I can say in this particular case, pi and pi will be cancelled. 3 ones are 3, 6s are 18, 3 zeros are 0. So, this is going to be 60 degrees. Sir, what about 5 pi divided by 6 radian? So, this is going to be 5 pi divided by 6 radian into, instead of 1 radian, I can say 180 divided by pi. Now, guys, I can say this pi and pi will be cancelled. 6 ones are 6, 3s are 18, 6 zeros are 0. So, this is going to be 5 into 3 is 15. 5 into 0 is 0. So, this is going to be 150 degrees. Now, can you tell me in this particular case? So, this is going to be 2 pi divided by 3. And what is the value of 1 radian? That is 180 divided by pi. 180 by pi. So, what can I say? So, this pi and this pi will be cancelled. 3 ones are 3, 6s are 18, 3 zeros are. Okay. 2 into 60 is 120 degrees. 120 degrees. 120 degrees. Then, boys and girls, I can say in this particular case, this will be 13 pi by 4 radians. So, this will be 13 divided by pi divided by 4 into 180 by pi. 180 divided by pi. So, pi and pi will be cancelled. 4 ones are 4, 4s are 16. So, 4 5s are 20. Okay. Okay. So, now do this. This is going to basically be the answer of this particular question. Please tell me in the chats if this is crystal and clear to each and every single student. Come on. Okay. So, 585. 585. That's cool. Yes. 585 degrees. Let's move on to, my dear NEET aspirants, this one. Let's move on to this one, my dear NEET aspirants. Let's move on to this one. Is this clear? Clear. I told you I'm going to start from scratch and I'll teach you every single thing. Okay. So that you master this physics. Hey, smash the like button first because liking the session is mandatory. Smash the like button quick. Now guys, trigonometric ratios you guys are supposed to remember. Trigonometric ratios. Like you take a triangle over here. If you consider this as angle theta, then this will be base. This will be perpendicular and this will be hypotenuse. Trigonometric ratios will be sine, cos, tan. Okay. Okay. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, in this particular case, what I want you to understand over here is, in this particular case, what I want you to understand over here is, that is, sine theta. What is the value of sine theta? That is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. Perpendicular upon hypotenuse. What is the value of cos theta? That is base upon hypotenuse. What is the value of tan theta? That is perpendicular upon base. Perpendicular upon base. Similarly, what is the value of cosec theta? That is hypotenuse upon perpendicular. Inverse of sine is cosec. What is the value of sec theta? Hypotenuse upon base. Inverse of this. Similarly, cot inverse of tan. So you can say sine theta is inverse of cosec theta. Cos theta is inverse of sec theta. Tan theta is inverse of cot theta. So these are what we call the trigonometric ratios, my dear NEET aspirants. These are what we call the trigonometric ratios. Sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec, cot. These are called the trigonometric ratios. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, let me show you the trigonometric table over here. Please listen to this very carefully. This is sine, this is cos, this is tan. 0 degree, 30 degree, 45, 60, 90, 120, 135, 150 and 180. Let me show you the trick. How can you design this trigonometric table from your end? Listen. First of all, sine of 0, you remember this 0. Sine of 30 is 1 by 2. Sine 45 is 1 by root 2. Sine 60 is root 3 by 2. Sine 90 is 1. So this line only you are supposed to remember. Only this line. In the entire trigonometric table, you are supposed to remember this line. Now place the mirror over here. This is a mirror. Now after this you have 120, 135, 150, 180. What is the work? What is the job of the mirror, my dear NEET aspirants? The job of the mirror is to create the image. If let's suppose I'm standing in front of the mirror, behind the mirror it will create the image. So if, listen to me very carefully, my dear NEET aspirants, in 90 you are supposed to place what? Mirror. In front of the mirror you have, ignore this one because it is on, the mirror is on this one. In front of the mirror you have root 3 by 2. Don't you think behind the mirror it will be also root 3 by 2? In front of the mirror you have 1 by root 2. So behind the mirror you have 1 divided by root 2. So means sine of 135 is 1 by root 2. Sine of 120 is root 3 by 2. In front of the mirror you have 1 by 2. So behind the mirror at the same distance, like this distance, we say it is 1 by 2. In front of the mirror it is 0. Behind the mirror it will be 0. So sine 180 is 0. Okay. Now come on to the cos portion. Listen. Listen. This is 0. Take it over here. Okay. This is 1 by 2. Take it over here. Okay. Or do it like this. This is 1. Take it over here. So cos of 0 is 1. This is root 3 by 2. Take it over here. Cos of 30 is root 3 by 2. This 1 by 2, keep it as it is. This 1 by 2, keep it over there. This 0, take it over there. So this is the cos line. Okay. Then behind the mirror, my dear NEET aspirants, if it is 1 by 2, so it is 1 by 2. If it is 1 by root 2, here it is 1 by root 2. If it is root 3 by 2, here it is root 3 by 2. And if it is 1, here it is going to be 1. But here you need to put the negative sign. Because values of cos greater than 90 is negative. You need to put the negative sign. Now tan. Guys, always remember this tan theta is sine theta by cos theta. Divide this sine theta and cos theta, you are going to get what? Tan theta. Now, 0 divided by 1 is 0. Now, 1 by 2 divided by root 3 by 2. 2 and 2 will be cancelled. So, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3. Divide these two. 1 by root 2 upon 1 by root 2. So, this and this will cancel. It will be 1. So, divide this and this. Root 3 by 2, 1 by 2. 2 and 2 will be cancelled. So, it will be root 3. Divide this 1 by 0, not defined. Now, behind the mirror, if it is root 3, here it will be root 3. If it is 1, here it will be 1. If it is 1 by root 3, here it is going to be 1 by root 3. If it is 0, here it is going to be 0. But the sign in this case will be negative. Sign in this case will be negative. Is this clear, boys and girls? Is this clear, boys and girls? Tell me. Is this clear, boys and girls? Tell me. Is this clear? So we have completed the trigonometric table also. We have completed the trigonometric ratios also. We have completed the conversion of degrees, radians to degrees also. We have completed the conversion of degrees to radians also. Unit of angle also. Okay, angle in case of a trigonometric ratios also. Okay, we have completed the solid angle also. We have completed the normal angle also. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, that's all for today. Okay, because today's session won't be that long. Okay, so I would want you guys to basically smash the like first before I end this session, because the rest of the things we are going to study tomorrow. And if you have not joined this batch yet, okay, if you have not joined this batch yet, I would want you guys to join it as soon as possible. The link is in the description of this particular video or in the chats itself. So you can join this video and you are going to love, my dear NEET aspirants, because we will be teaching every single thing from the scratch so that you understand each and every single point in a detailed manner. So that you get 170 out of 170, you get 180 out of 180, 170 out of 180 in your NEET physics in the upcoming time, that is for sure. Provided you follow whatever we say in this particular batch, you are supposed to stick to that. Okay, I have told you the strategy in the starting itself, what we are supposed to do, how can we basically reach the level, and it is possible. Easily you can score, I would say, 600 plus when it comes to the NEET 2027. Because in NEET 2027, my dear NEET aspirants, see, there are 3 subjects. Biology is the subject in which you can score easily. So if you score in biology, I would say 350 or I would say 340. And in chemistry, you score 150. Okay. And in physics also, you score something like 140. So easily you are going to basically land into the medical college. It is 600 plus marks. 600 plus marks. So this is the strategy, my dear NEET aspirants. Okay. So take care and bye-bye. That's all for today. So if you are not joined this batch, join this as soon as possible. Link is in the description of this particular video. Thank you so much. Take care and bye-bye. Thank you so much.